I gotta get in my damn container because I need a cup. So I've got to move all this stuff over. So I've had to run the car most of the night, which sucks because I've already been through. I have a tank of gas and I'm back on E. So, you know, this is why I stay in the southern states when it's cold like this, because you'll probably spend an extra $200 to $300 a week on gas. When it gets below freezing, you have to run the vehicle unless you have a sleeping bag that can go below zero, because it feels like 9 degrees outside. So when it's that cold, when we're talking about, 11 degrees, 15 degrees, 17 degrees, I have to run the truck. And I have on 2 pairs of socks and one of them's coming off. I guess I slept them off crazy. I'm looking for a cup so I can make protein, and my hair is getting on my nerves already. Oh. And I should probably put those damn cups in the door. Where the hell are they at? Shit. Oh my God. I am struggling so goddamn bad. It's too fucking early, okay? This is killing my fucking shoulder. No wonder I've always got shit pulled. You can't get in here from the top. God. Listen, if I don't have nothing if I don't have my caffeine and I have to do all this shit, it is going to send me over the edge because it's bullshit. They got coffee in a fucking can nowadays, for God's sakes. Why didn't I just grab one of those? I ain't got time for all this shit this morning. I should have just fucking grabbed a drink last night instead of waking up to do this shit myself. It's one of those things where I should have just bought something so I wouldn't have to struggle. God, my shoulder hurts so bad right now. It's the same shoulder that's been hurting. That's what it's coming from. Moving this mattress and crawling into those black containers that are storage compartments. It was messed up for about 3 months last year. I couldn't even work out. When it's cold like this, I don't want to be on live, you know? It's not the same as when I'm in Florida. Like, there's so much going on down there, and like the weather is nice, and like, we're on private beaches. Here, I'm parked next to people. So like, it's a lot different. The parks here suck because nobody appreciates them. So they don't invest in them. Florida, it's nice down there. The parks and rec are very taken care of. You go into a park and they have gym equipment in most parks down in Florida. Outdoor workout equipment, skate parks, a little bit of everything. North Carolina is not like that. Okay. Let this cap go. I'm about to move that camera in a minute. It always amazes me how many people are so impatient. It really goes to show, like, instant gratification is becoming front and center in society, and that's why it's failing. If you can't wait for me to get my lighting right, then please don't come back. You know what I mean? Sometimes when my phone gets spotty, it'll go from like 100 people in there to like next to nothing because my phone got spotty. You can't wait 2 seconds for my phone not to be spotty? Like, I don't understand. Like, I don't know, but I'm also old school. I'll sit down and watch a 3-hour documentary. So, I'm different, okay? I don't need a 1-minute short, but I realized last night that that's where you make your money, is off of 1-minute shorts. You don't make your money off of lives. You don't make your money off of longer content. You make it off of fucking shorts. How? And then I sink into, oh, wow, I'm part of the problem now. You know? I don't know. Am I part of the problem if I'm gearing in the right direction, if I'm talking about the things that need to be talked about, if I'm talking about serious things that are a real concern to the world? Am I part of the problem, or am I helping in that issue, you know? I just feel like people want to be simple-minded, and that breaks my heart for society. You know, they want to be simple-minded. They don't want to care. You know, people don't even want to do their jobs. You know, people don't even want to, like, give the bare minimum in relationships anymore. So is it a surprise that they don't care? Probably not. Probably not. So I'm not really nervous this morning. The reason I'm not nervous is because I'm well aware of what the court system is. I've dealt with this since I was a child. The first time I was ever pulled into a courtroom was in middle school. I do believe I was 12 years old. I was charged with assault. I had took matters into my own hands and beat up my bully. And so the next time I would be in court would be 14. I busted a boy's head open for bullying my brother. The next time I would be in court would be 18, when I got in this fight with these 2 girls that were bullying my best friend. We see a theme here. Yeah, I know. You know, and there came a point when I got out of prison over 10 years ago that I realized that if I spent my whole life in fist fights trying to change the world, I would literally spend my whole life in prison. And so it was after I got out of prison that I realized that violence was not the answer, and I've not been in a fist fight in almost 20 years. And I'm proud of myself for that. I'm really proud of myself for walking away. I don't deserve to go to jail just because I have a big fucking mouth. And if you think that, you need to literally burn in hell. Burn, baby. And you will. And you will. It's just a matter of time. See, why am I the problem? Because I stand up for myself. Why am I the problem? Oh, because I'm pretty and white. That's right. That's right. That's right. That's why. Because I have a big mouth. Because I have backbone. Because I refuse to roll over and take it. That's why it's problematic. And you're going to have problems in your life if you go against the grain. If you have any ounce of courage in you, you are going to face problems in life. If you are not complicit in the evil around you, you're going to face problems. If you refuse to do drugs with people at a Planet Fitness and date one of the guys, you're going to have problems. Doing good things in this world, being a good person, telling people to go fuck themselves when they've done you wrong, it's going to cause you problems in life. But if you don't take up for yourself, you will have a life of misery with people using and abusing and walking all over you. It is up to you to protect yourself. And in order to do that, you have to align yourself with good people. And this is one of the reasons that I choose not to be around a lot of people, because there's not many good people left in the world. And I'm sorry if that offends people. I'm not sorry if that offends people. If that offends people, then how about work on yourself and stop being a sack of shit? If it offends you, then that means that something that I'm saying is correct. You're taking offense to it. You're getting offensive. You know, once again, I'm saying this because over half of the people that follow me to watch me fail. They don't follow me to support me, which is sad. But, you know, that's the world that I grew up in. You know, that's the world that I grew up in. I remember going to school and asking questions in school, trying to get help with math, and the teachers blowing me off and telling me to shut up when it was their job to teach me math. They did it intentionally. And it's happened like this my entire life. Every time I turn around, I have a problem because I stood up for myself. I don't care if I said in the middle of the gym that Planet Fitness was nothing but a bunch of groomers and pedophiles. I don't care if I said that. I have the legal right to say whatever I want, wherever I want. It's called freedom of speech. And where was the lie when I was talking about the gym equipment? There wasn't one. Real gym bros like myself know that Planet Fitness is not a real gym. I did not know that at the time, and I fucked around and I found out. Thank you, Lenny. Thank you. Hey, Dorothy. Yeah, I fucked around and found out. And, you know, it put a target on my back that I was happy in my circumstance. You know, when this girl come up to me that worked at Planet Fitness and asked me if I was a van lifer, she already knew. Y'all, they knew I live out of my car. And waving and being nice to people. And coming in there and living my best life. You know, it was problematic. I would, they run on emotion and they become petty when they don't get their way. Or when they know that you're not the fucking one. Dang, how am I supposed to do my schoolwork? How am I supposed to do my schoolwork when I can't even get cell service? You know, I'm really hurt by the fact that I haven't been able to tell my side of the story. Not once. I have not been able to tell my side of the story. I haven't even been able to write my statement. Good morning, Salvador. Haven't even been able to write what happened. I have not been interviewed by law enforcement. They never even talk to me. They just come and lock me up on false allegations. You know, and thank you, Dawn. You know, last time they were talking about mediating it, I refused to do that because of principle, because I don't deserve that. The staff of a company attacked me, followed me around the gym, antagonized me, spit on me 3 or 4 times. 2 days later, I go to jail. I get woke up. I'm like, what is going on? It's the cops. And they're like, get out of the car. And I'm like, why? And I'm like, unless you got a warrant, I'm not getting out of the car. Because this is crazy. Why are you here? You need to tell me why you're here. It's 12:30 at night. I was in the bed. And he's like, well, we do have a warrant. And I'm like, what is this shit for? I ain't had a warrant in 10 years. 2018, sorry. So almost 10 years. I'm proud of myself. Do you know how hard that is when you have a criminal record? Because they stalk you. They fuck with you. They're looking for a problem. Every time you drive down the road, you get a cop behind you. They're looking for a problem because you have priors. It doesn't matter if it's been 10 years. They're still on you. It's pathetic. I don't have those problems in Florida, and that's why I live there now. So the cops wake me up. They pull me out the car, and he tells me that he has a warrant for simple assault and communicating threats, which is hilarious because in the video I have, the manager of Planet Fitness tells me to step outside so she can whoop my ass. So, you know, and regardless, saying, I wish I could whoop your ass and not go to jail is freedom of speech. That is not even a threat. That's saying, I wish that I could take you up on your offer since you want to fight, because she said, step outside and I'll whoop your ass. That's me stating, I wish that I could without going to jail. And that's what I said. I said, I wish I could whoop your ass without going to jail. Like, you know, it's just crazy. They didn't call me. They didn't ask me what happened. They never even took my statement. When I told my lawyer, I said, I'm actually the victim in this case. And he's like, well, have you went and filed a report? What are you talking about? I can just walk into the police station and say, hey, back in October, this lady attacked me, communicated threats, threatened to whoop my ass, and then spit on all over me. Like, it doesn't work like that. It does not work like that. I don't know, man. I don't know. You know, it was crazy. I was in there working out, and these people, every time I would be in there, they would just literally follow me around the gym visually, you know. So I knew that eyes were on me, but I didn't know that eyes were on me like this, that my presence literally upset people because I walk around so fucking giddy, happy in my own fucking world. But I'm here to tell you, it pisses people off. It does. And we have got to get to a place where people love themselves more, so then they're not taking their insecurities out on homeless people out here. I did not deserve this. Did I handle the situation 100% correct? No. But I think that anyone who's been through maybe 10% of what I've been through would have whooped her ass. Anyone that has been through 10% of my life would have mopped her all over that Planet Fitness. Most people don't understand what CPTSD is, but that interaction is the type of interaction where someone with CPTSD murders someone. It happens every day. It is a miracle that I had enough composure to get out of there finally, and I did. You know, I did the right thing. I walked away. I didn't harm anybody. You know, this has cost me so much money. Once again, I'm not willing to mediate. The only thing that I'm willing to do is accept an apology and a dismissal, because that is what I deserve. That is what I deserve. Anyone that says otherwise, you're going to burn in hell, because that makes you evil. It does. It makes you evil. Oh, you want me to go to jail or something because you just don't like my big mouth? You don't agree with what I say, so I deserve to go to jail because I got a big mouth? That makes you evil. Just to be clear. You know, I'm so sick of the mitigating circumstances in life. Right is right and wrong is wrong. Good is good and evil is evil. And we're going to focus on this year, because I'm here to tell you, if you'll lie on somebody in a courtroom, you are most definitely a threat to society and a danger to the community that you work in. If you will lie in court documents and say that I spit on you and lie to an officer, you need to be in a mental hospital, because I could never, and I'm the one that's mentally unstable, right? I have never lied on somebody in open court. I've never lied on somebody like that in general. Do you know what type of person can even do that? That's what I want to focus on this year, character. Because I noticed that I post clips of stuff and y'all out here like confused. Y'all confused. Y'all want to be, I guess y'all want to do bad. So y'all make excuses for other people's behavior in little clips that I post. And it's like, whoa, wait a minute, that's evil. That's wrong. If he'll R-word a child, you don't think he's evil? I'm so confused at why people are confused at what's good and what's bad anymore. So maybe we need to highlight that this year. Maybe I genuinely need to show people what a good character is and what virtue is, because I feel like the lines in society have gotten blurred. I feel like people are okay with evil when they're complicit in it, you know, but, you know, let me give you a great example. It's okay for Karen to go out every weekend down to a winery and drink her damn box wine, but on Monday, when she sees her coworker smoking marijuana before she comes in the building, she thinks that her coworker is on hard drugs and wants to talk shit about her coworker, even though she's doing the exact same thing every weekend. Evil is evil. And I'm not saying marijuana is bad, but alcohol definitely is. And everybody's a sinner. But what I'm saying is the lines of reality have gotten blurred as to what's good and what's bad. And that's really, it's scary. It really is, especially in situations like this where you could lose everything. And I did. I almost lost everything. I had spent thousands of dollars to get out of jail. Money I did not have. Money I still owe. You know, if you even have it in you that you could lie on somebody to a cop, that makes you a horrible person because of that characteristic within you. Now, that's something you can change, but most people never do. They actually dig their toes in and become more bitter and methodical more than ever, you know. You know, this is not my first rodeo. This is not the first girl that's pulled me in court and said that I hit her. It's probably the 10th. You know, this is sad because this is what happens when you become a felon. People can just call the law and say that you did something and you go to jail for nothing. Even though there's 2 different videos to support your story. And I'm assuming that's why they wanted to mitigate this. But I'm not going for that. I will not accept a charge lessened. Like, I don't deserve this. I shouldn't be going through this. As a matter of fact, given the fact that I'm homeless and I use Planet Fitness as my gym, it's not rocket science. You can look at those girls and tell that they're not good people. You can look at those girls and tell that both of them are on drugs. I still can't believe that I'm even having to go through this. I can't. It's unbelievable. Once again, I did not handle the situation the best. But cussing someone out does not warrant this. It does not warrant this. This is why this is so important, because this is about freedom of speech. This is about freedom of speech. This is about left-haired loonies, lunatics, ganging up on little Republican white girls at the gym. You know, both of them. That is a very liberal area, and I did not know that. But yes, Eden, North Carolina is in fact a liberal area. So, you know, that played a huge part when it comes to my content and what I talk about. That's going to put an X on my back in communities like that. People are going to be, you know, trying to start problems with me, trying to get a reaction out of me because they're liberals and I'm on the right side because I walk with the Lord. Okay. So that's going to put an X on your back anyways. And these 2 women, very clearly, you know, there was sexual escapades in the gym with employees and stuff like that, drug use going on. So, you know, it's not like they are going to church every Sunday and they're able to pass a drug test and they are focused on raising their children. That's the sad part. One of these women have children. The one that was high in front of me at Planet Fitness. You know, and it's like, how do people like that have custody of their children? I was never high with my kids like that. Specifically my daughter, who I had custody of, sole custody. So I was never high with my daughter like that, ever. I wasn't even on drugs when I had my daughter. So it's just, I don't understand how people like that can have kids, can work at Planet Fitness. 13-year-old son. This woman works at Planet Fitness, and she come up to me asking me why I lived out of my car. Telling me that I need a house when she was falling asleep high on pain pills in front of me. And then I asked her, I said, do you have kids? That was my first fucking question. Since we're asking questions, do you have kids? Yeah, I got a 13-year-old son. You know, when you've lived on that side of the fence for as long as I have, you know exactly what's going on in these family situations from the outside. It's not rocket science. Bitch ain't even got a license. Bitch ain't even got a car. Her husband has to take her back and forth to work every day. North Carolina is one of the cheapest areas to have a car. Let me be clear. You can get a car for like $500 here. You know, it's very clear to me that she worked solely to support her drug habit and that her son comes secondary. And I know this because she doesn't even care enough to save up the money to get a car or a valid driver's license. It makes me sick that people like that can have kids. And then, despite the fact I mind my business, I go back to living my life. I'm like, you know, that ain't my business. Yeah, that's fucked up. Just like the meth heads with the children in the gas station down in Florida I saw that day. It ain't my business. You know, I go back to living my life. I mind my business. But these people just had to nitpick. They had to come find a reason that I was breaking gym rules. And that's another thing. The whole premises of the manager coming up to me was that I was not allowed to film myself in the gym. And she had a piece of paperwork. That's why she was following me around, to hover over me, to read this paperwork to me that was a blatant lie. Policy online states that you can, in fact, film yourself inside Planet Fitness. You are not allowed to film yourself in the locker room. First of all, I did say that I made mistakes, okay? I made mistakes. Listen, first of all, there was nobody in that gym, like females. So when I was in there by myself, y'all know, I'm gonna film myself, okay? So there's nobody in there. So anyways, I shouldn't have done that, and I realize that now. But at least I can fucking say that. Do you think these bitches are gonna be able to say, oh yeah, we probably shouldn't have threatened her and spit on her? Absolutely not. Those are not the type of people we're dealing with. You know, there's two types of people in life. There's people that go through what I went through, and they step back and they say, whoa, what did I do wrong? And what have I said for 2 days? I need to have more control of my emotions. I need to realize that people are going to be coming after me for the simple fact that I have a YouTube channel. For the simple fact that I talk about right-wing policies. You know? So, I made poor decisions. But one thing is a fact. Her whole grounds to start this altercation was a lie. I can, in fact, film myself in Planet Fitness. It states online. We've already been over this 1,000 times. If you don't believe me, go Google it. So, you know, her whole premises for coming to harass me was a blatant lie. When she told me, when I refused to stop filming, because at this point I feel threatened. Why are you coming at me like this? And you can see in the surveillance footage that I'm calm, cool, and collected, just like you can in my video. I actually have a smile on my face. I'm confused. I'm like, why are you coming at me like this? Like, I know you've been watching me and you feel some type of way about my existence, but why today? Why today? Because she hates herself and she's miserable and she's strung out on that methadone, baby. Hey, girl, you can get off of it if you want. Hey, look, I would have been the perfect one to help you with that. I've been on methadone several times. I just come off Suboxone 3 months ago. I would have been the perfect one to help you get your life in order, girl. And you shit on me. You shit on me because you're not happy with you. And I'm telling you, people, you've got to raise your daughters to do better. You know, you got to raise your daughters with serious conversation. Women don't gear other women in the right direction anymore. I don't think they ever have, if I'm being honest. We look back damn 50, 60, 70, 80 years ago, women were just as bad to other women as they are today. And that shit has got to stop. Like, we need to gear each other in the right direction. Like, this is crazy. Crazy, crazy. I feel bad for people that are struggling out here. But I'm literally fucking homeless. You get it? I am too. Have been for 2 years. Like, I get so sick of it. Like, bitch, but are you homeless? Do you have $7 to your name? Like, do you have a quarter tank of gas and no family? Like, I'm so sick of it. Like, because you have drug problems, your drug problem shouldn't interfere with my life. What happened? I should have never went to jail. I never did anything wrong. Cussing someone out is not grounds to be thrown in jail for lies. You know, and I, you know, for the longest time, I regretted not whooping her ass because I went to jail for something I didn't do. It's like, I should have just mollywhopped that bitch all over that gym. You know, but here's the thing. That scares me. Part of the reason that I made a commitment to myself to no longer be violent was because I'm scared I'm gonna kill somebody. It's my biggest fear. Because when I get angry, sometimes, and I'm in a physical altercation, I black out. And, you know, I've been in some pretty volatile fights in my life, and I know that violence is not the answer, and I'm so proud of myself for walking away that day, because I'm telling you right now, 10 years ago, they would have been carrying her out on a gurney. And that scares me. It scares me. It scares me. You know, and that's the thing. It's like you wanna refrain from being angry. You wanna refrain from whooping anybody's ass. And I'm here to tell you that once people know that you got hands, it makes them come after you for some reason. It makes them come and like try to poke the bear and like play games and fucking. Y'all know that I was being stalked by people in Eden, North Carolina. I didn't have a good night's rest for like 6 months because every time that I would try to go to bed, people would show up slamming their cars and stuff, revving their mufflers and stuff. I now realize, because I have a list of names and license plates, I now realize it was a group effort. It's people off of Facebook that saw me, recognized me, and then was watching my content and coming to harass me as soon as I would get off of live. Do you know the level of evil? Does nobody understand how evil that is? The intent to fuck with somebody who is at their lowest of lows, who has never harmed anyone unless they were provoked by that person. I want to be clear. Yeah, I've been in some fights, but I've never started a fight. I've never, ever started a fight. I've finished them. I've taken up for people that were getting bullied. My best friend that was deaf in middle school. Me, myself, because I was poor. I got bullied. You know, well, they would try to bully me. See, that's the thing. That's the thing. They started to try to bully me in preschool. That's when I started to take up for myself. That's when my mother started getting phone calls. By first grade, I was in fights because they started, you know, kids. I look back at that age and I'm like, you know, the teachers absolutely set me up. At any point, they could have told other students to simply leave me alone, but the teachers never did that. And this is what I talk about when I say that I had teachers, social workers, and my own family from the very start that geared me in the wrong direction. Ask yourself why a teacher would allow a student to get bullied with the intent, knowing that that student is going to act out and whoop that other student's ass. Why wouldn't you prevent that situation from going down? Why would you allow little baby Brooke to get bullied? Oh, that's right, because you want a problem. You want her to go smack that little boy that was bullying her. And then you want to go call her mama and get her mama out here and then get her suspended. And that was my childhood. That was my childhood. When adults should have stepped in and protected me, they turned their backs on me. And now here I am, an adult, looking for more adults in society. And they're hard to find. They're hard to find. Sometimes I feel so lonely. Because I feel so lonely because virtue is lost in society. The world is in shambles. People are evil. People are self-motivated. And it's disheartening because it's like, am I the only one with this in me? Am I the only one built like this inside? I don't think I am, but I do think that we're few, far, and in between. When I say that I want to live my life in a biblical form, I mean it. Completely by his word. You know, and then I get on here and I say the F word and people are like, oh, you're not a Christian. Shut the fuck up, Kathy. I'm homeless. You don't know how you would feel if you hadn't had food, if you hadn't had a shower, if you hadn't had sleep. So please, kick rocks. The fact that I didn't murder that girl at the gym is progress in my book, baby. And you know, people never give me credit where credit is fucking due. Very few and far in between. Very few, far and in between. You know, it's really sad to see how 220,000 people watched that altercation and everybody turned on me like I did something wrong. Isn't that sad? That really shows you why, number one, we don't need to give children cell phones. It's not good for them. But also, to have actual video footage of what went down and to have it spun on me because I'm prettier than her. That's absolutely why it happened. If I looked as bad as she did, then maybe some people would have had my back. And I'm not saying it's all about looks. Y'all know I don't put no weight in my looks. I'm observing this from a scientific, analytic point, okay? I'm coming at this as like data. So let me get this right. Never mind. Yeah, you know, it's crazy. And then to know that these girls are on drugs and everybody be able to see it, and I'm not on drugs, and everybody be able to see that, it's just, it's crazy. It shows you how we live in the ass backwards. It shows you how we live in the ass backwards. And this is what I've been going through for 4 years now. I mean, it just seems like every time I turn around, it's like, how is this, how am I sober and I go to jail when I got spit on and assaulted and threatened by the manager of Planet Fitness? How do I go to jail sober and then I walk into court and these two bitches high as hell on the first day of court, one of which was high in front of me in Planet Fitness? How? I'm just so confused at like why the world is set up like this. And y'all seen them. Y'all seen them. Yeah, I know. And you know, I probably said a lot of things out of anger, but that's my way of processing so that I don't kill people, okay? And I'm allowed to do that. It's called freedom of speech, remember? See, that's the problem. We've gotten to a point in society where people get so offended they want to take some kind of legal action. I mean, it's just crazy. It's crazy. That is crazy. Want to have me locked up and have my car taken? See, that was their goal. Their goal was to have my car taken, to get me thrown in jail and have all of my personal property taken. And it almost worked. It almost worked. It almost worked. And it's just scary to think that someone can call the cops, make false allegations that completely contradict 2 different videos, by the way, and have you arrested 2 days later, and I could have lost my truck. I could have lost everything. I don't have family. I don't have anyone to call. I have no one. No one. And if it was not for the bondsman that worked with me, I would still be in there. And I still owe her money. It's a miracle she has not locked me up, and I'm so grateful for her. Like, seriously, good people do exist. Good people do exist, and she's one of them. Because she could have done locked me up. Good people do exist, and she's one of them, my bondsman. And I don't know her from Adams. I had never met her before today, when I met her in October. And she immediately come and got me out. And thank you, Michael. Appreciate that. She immediately come and got me out, and I told her exactly the situation. I said, yeah, I sued the Carpinos. I said, and I'm not saying that they had anything to do with this. I said, but I do know that the sheriff's department has been wanting to get me out of Eden for about a year now. I said the sheriff's department has not wanted me here. I said me and the sheriff's department have had several run-ins. I said they've been wanting to get me out of here. I said this small town bullshit, you know. Once they get a taste of you, your blood, they're just going to come for your throat, man, and they're never going to leave you alone. I don't care if it's been 20 years since you've had a criminal charge. They're still going to be coming at you. And it sucks. It really does. And I think that I've gotten better at handling it. But at this point in time where I was arrested for crimes that I did not commit and spit on 3 or 4 times, I just look back and I don't know how I held it together. I really don't. I don't know how I didn't hurt both of them. I don't know how I did not hurt both of them that day. And I'm so proud of myself, and I'm so proud of myself. And y'all just have no clue who I used to be. You would think that the criminal record would speak for itself, but unfortunately it does not. So anyways, I gotta go. Thank you again to Michael. I just want y'all to know that this is about freedom of speech. I'm allowed to say whatever I want. So that's what this is about for me. That and lying. That and lying. You know, these women are blatantly lying. They're bold-faced lying to judges, to DAs, to lawyers. They're lying. I never spit on anybody. You have my Scout's honor. I would never behave that way. I know how it sounds. I know how it looks. But I can assure you, I did not spit on anybody, and I never would. That's not even how I operate. I operate with these. I got 2 mics you can talk into. Talk into my other mic. Because I'm old school, baby. I don't do that hair pulling shit. I ain't never in my life pulled a bitch's hair. Never. Never spit on somebody. I'm old school. You don't understand. Like, I was raised in a family that was taught to fight. Boxing, kickboxing, taekwondo. Okay? We don't play those games. We don't play those games. We don't spit. We don't pull hair. And we don't put our hands on other people until they have put their hands on us first. We don't start fights. We finish them. I love you guys. Lisa, thank you. Thank you, thank you. Kat. Yep, and that's what my lawyer said, Kat. Thank you for bringing that up before I go. My lawyer said, wait a second, you're so calm, cool, and collected. I said, yeah, I know. He said, they're trying to make it sound like you were in there just tearing shit up. I said, no, not this girl. I'm actually a peacekeeper, if you'll let me. If you'll let me, I'd love to keep the peace. But, you know, if you want to cause a problem now, I can finish the problem. But, and see, that's the problem. Most is like, no, you need to lose that. You need to stop acting like that. Absolutely not. You need to gain that. That's what happened to this country. That's what happened to this country. You need to gain that. It's called a backbone. It's called spirit. It's called self-respect. I love you guys. We'll talk this afternoon. I have some good stuff coming this afternoon. We're going to talk about Anthony Scully. He was a murderer. He was a serial killer cop. So we're going to talk about him at 2 if I can get out of court. But I also have to go by school. So we'll see what time. It might be later in the afternoon. But thank y'all for praying for me. And I got to go because I'm going to be running late if I keep running my mouth. I'm going to be late for court. So I love you guys. And thank you for the support, the people that actually support me. But I have been noticing some things in the past couple of weeks. But I love you guys. And please be safe.